Frustrated with freelancing platforms that don't recognize your worth? Tired of the whole client vetting process, talent mismatching, and insanely high platform fees? Alchemunity is the solution for you. Unlike all those other platforms, Alchemunity has a built-in process that prevents downbidding. It also does not charge freelancers any transaction fees. The talent matching process is also made easier with its unique gamified scoring system. And vetting is much more effective because Alchemunity offers a two-way review every time a project is finished. So if you see freelancing as a lifestyle and want to build a successful freelancing career, then choose Alchemunity. Register now at alchemunity.com.
Welcome back, y'all. So we jumped right into this episode, this next episode, because I felt like there was just something in that last episode about our founder stories that we needed to talk about right now. And I don't know if it's because we've already drank in like 3 bottles of wine, 3 Negronis, and 5 shots of tequila today, but I think this is very important. So welcome to Freelance. I have terrible teeth. No.
Look at my teeth, they're great.
Your teeth are great. Mine are terrible. What the fuck? I have so many. I just want to throw this out there. One time I went to the dentist when I was like in my early 20s. I had 19 cavities. How the fuck does that? I didn't even know I had 19. I had a mess.
Do you even have 19 teeth?
I have fake teeth and everything too. No, I had 19 cavities.
Wow.
I brushed my teeth. I flossed my teeth. The problem was I grind my teeth at night.
Oh.
And for a long, long time, I never used a retainer, like a mouth guard at night, but now I use one. And also, I think I grind them a little bit less.
Okay.
Because I drink a lot less than I used to when I was in my early 20s.
And I didn't drink it all because you heard why earlier.
Mormon! So, y'all.
I'm a good girl.
What's the name? Guys, gals, and pals.
Guys, gals, and pals.
Guys, gals, and pals. Okay. Is everyone not a software writer today? I just want to throw that out there. You know, like I personally, I pivoted to B2B SaaS a long time ago.
Okay.
And I'm not saying I'm an innovator, I'm not different, because a lot of people wrote for software in that sense, and also, but I think it's also, there's like the software MarTech type market has blown up also. So I feel like the correlation between software writers and software has exploded.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're a client and you're looking for someone who specializes in B2B SaaS, but also like, what does that even mean? Like Tim Swallow has said for Ahrefs has said like, B2B SaaS doesn't actually exist because there's a lot of B2B software that solves different problems, right? Like Ahrefs would probably hire someone who's more SEO and content focused, and maybe like Zapier, how do you pronounce it?
Oh, Zapier is how I've always.
Oh, I say Zapier. If someone knows, like, let us know, because I don't know.
Potato.
So I say Zapier. So if someone from Zapier
Zapier,
like maybe if they're hiring, they're looking for productivity experts or something in that niche, right? Maybe Shopify, e-commerce writers. So
I thought it was Shopify.
E-commerce writers, but like no, like how many times do you scroll through Twitter and LinkedIn? And again, I just shifted out of that because of the same reason. But how many times do you shift? Do you look around and you're like, B2B software, B2B SaaS, B2B SaaS, B2B SaaS. I write for B2B SaaS. I'm like, who doesn't write for B2B SaaS anymore? Like,
but do you think it's because that's our niche? Do you think? I mean, like that's who we interact with because those are our people.
Yeah, but what does that even mean then?
I don't know.
Okay, so you're gonna tell me that, and I'm actually, I think I'm saying this to myself too, because like.
I do a lot of D2C writing too.
You
but
do,
but
that's a good niche.
It's D2C
but for example, like Kaylee Moore,
yes,
right? Like she writes for B2B. A lot of her articles that she shares with us publicly are for B2B softwares, right? Like hashtag page, Shopify Plus, like a lot of the clients that she has are actually B2B software, but she positions herself as saying like, I write for e-commerce platforms and the software that integrates them, something along those lines. Babe, I'm sorry if I got it wrong, but it's along those lines. I can't even remember my own tagline.
Yeah.
So, but she's like, should we look it up? But she's like found a different way to word something that like everyone uses. Everyone says like, I'm a B2B software writer.
Right.
But Kaylee's like positioned as like, yeah, she writes for B2B software companies, but she writes for something way more specific than that, you know? And I think like there's
Kaylee's
something.
like a brilliant marketer.
Oh, she's got a brilliant, she's the business mind. Like,
we love her.
She's the business mind of all business minds. Like,
okay, she's changed it. We're ready. Should we read this? I write long-form
click
content
her website.
For e-commerce platforms /
software. Click her website.
Click her website. Okay.
Or go to her website.
Kaylee Moore, that's taking me to her newsletter. Also, subscribe to her newsletter.
Subscribe to Kaylee Moore's newsletter.
Beautiful.
She writes great newsletters.
She writes everything.
I write blogs and articles for e-commerce platforms and the SaaS tools that integrate with them.
Which is what I do.
Which is what you do. And that, But so it's not just saying like, I'm a B2B SaaS writer. And that's really what I'm getting at here. Because yes, like there's a lot of brands.
Well, B2B can mean a lot of things, right? It can mean retail SaaS. It can mean marketing SaaS. It can mean e-commerce SaaS. It can mean supply chain SaaS. It can mean other SaaS.
And I'm a B2B SaaS writer. Like
I
write for software companies that sell from business to business.
Okay.
And so what I've shifted to recently is, can you go to my Twitter quick? What did I say? What did I actually say? It's increasing traffic and leads for B2B brands. And actually that's what it is. But if you want to double check Twitter, hold on.
So this is funny.
Wine break.
Okay. Sometimes people ask me who I write for and I'm like, I literally cannot
Everyone.
remember. And after I have my portfolio in front of me, I'm like, oh, #ping. So
yeah, so I've shifted to like increasing traffic and leads for B2B brands like Shopify and Help Scout, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I think that's like, for me, that
you next, that's cute.
But I'm saying, yeah, you next. Like I was thinking, I actually battled myself some with my Twitter profile. Like it says you next, but I was like, should I be experimental like that and just be like you next, or should I say something like are you next, like being all proper and shit? But I'm not a proper. Like I curse with my clients. I don't write in like perfect grammar with them. Like I talk to them in Slack, on WhatsApp, email. I don't give a fuck. Like I curse. I send stickers. Like. But this is what it's like working with me. This is who I am as a person. This is what I am every single day.
Right.
You know, like I don't change because someone's a client of mine. Like if you don't like who I am, you can go fuck yourself. Like, and that's really how I feel about work, you know? Like I don't give a fuck.
That's not how I am. I'm like,
no.
Hi.
No, get out of here.
I will write a very good article for you.
No. I'll write good content for you, but I'm not gonna I'm gonna give a fuck in the only way that I give a fuck. So that's how I do it. But for example, like the way that I've shifted, because I was seeing like regurgitation of B2B SaaS writers for B2B SaaS writers first. So I was like, all right, let me focus on like a benefit that I provide for people.
That's good.
And what I do through my content, because like, yeah, like I write content, but also like I do SEO strategies, I refresh content. Like what I actually do is bring more traffic to a website.
Yes.
And what I actually do is bring more leads through that traffic, right? Like by using like internal experts to show the brand expertise, by including different types of like form signups throughout the blog, and really just like trying to get people to sign up at this point, right?
So I bring more.
And you're so good. Look at you in that Balenciaga hat. Bitch.
I'm also I'm a B2B SaaS writer, and I bring a little bit more voice and traffic.
Tell us.
So
you tell us it all.
So Michael and I have a lot of the same clients, so you should hire me.
How could you do this to me?
Just kidding. Hire him. He's great.
No, hire
both of us.
Hire us both together.
And
honestly, I loved your face right there. That was amazing. Get out
what
of here.
happened? Okay.
Go up and do it again. Actually, talk more.
Hey, pick me.
if you're a B2B SaaS writer, Ashley's going to tell you what to do. What should you do?
Hire me?
No,
if you're a B2B SaaS
for
writer.
The people who are listening.
I feel so uncomfortable. Close up.
Right.
If you're a B2B to stand out, or
you talk and I'm going to mimic it.
I am a B2B SaaS writer, and I'm going to tell you how I stand out. No, okay. Actually, this is a good.
Oh, sorry.
Are you tired of freelancing platforms not meeting your needs? You know, talent mismatch, lowballing, high transaction fees, just to name a few of the problems. Alchemunity solves these problems and more with its unique gamified scoring system. Check them out today at alchemunity.com.
Okay, so recently I had a very terrible podcast interview. And
with unknown name.
With unknown name.
Wait, you have 12.2 followers now? 12.2 thousand?
12.2
How
thousand.
much are you?
I know.
The last time I checked was like 8,000.
People like me.
You're so popular.
So I'm so cute.
All right, talk about this podcast. That was
Yeah,
just
so
a
I had
disaster
a terrible,
nightmare.
like, when it comes out,
Oh.
I will not be promoting it because I sound like a moron. But what it just wasn't
A beautiful moron.
A beautiful moron. It was not great. Like, it was not great. And I think it was because I disagreed a lot with what the person was saying, but I didn't know how to like articulate that because I didn't know this person very well. And like, I'm very averse to conflict, and I'm very like, I'm doing a podcast with my bestie, like drinking alcohol and having fun. That's who I am. I'm not like, oh, I'm going to challenge you because of like, I just don't like that kind of thing. Like,
well, also, why can't marketing just be fun? Why does everything have to be a fucking competition between everybody and like trying to show off like your expertise? Like, get a fucking life. Like, we work in marketing. Like,
we work in marketing.
This is not like, this is one part of life. Like, if this is your only ego and your only personality, like, I feel really bad for you.
Yes, but one of the things that was said was essentially like, I follow this person in freelance writing, so why would I follow you? And it threw me off because that's not an idea that like I subscribe to. It's not an idea that like, yeah, I understand. And it like, I'm also not very like into conflict. And so I'm just like kind of like backed off and was just like, I'm just gonna like chill here and wait till this thing is over and try not to sound like too much of a moron, which I did, but that's okay. Anyway, but my idea on that is like, there's a lot of different like perspective in B2B, and like, there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room for Michael. There's a lot of room for me. There's a lot of room for Kaylee more. There's a lot of room for anybody.
There's
for
a lot
you.
Of room for you. Even if you're a
for
B2B
Mr.
SaaS.
Masco, there's for Jessica Melnick, there's freaking like a lot of room, right?
Yeah. And I want to just jump in quick just to say like, this isn't just B2B SaaS, like
it's everything.
It's everything.
Right.
Like health and fitness or
like you bring a different perspective. You bring you bring somebody who like was writing in bars versus someone who was on a Mormon mission.
Yeah.
And all their experiences and all their research and all their college and all their life experience, like it brings like a different perspective and different sets of talent, and that's important. And so for me, like the idea isn't like there is one B2B writer, there is Michael Keenan. And you hire Michael Keenan for which you should, obviously, brilliant.
I'm all right.
But like you should also hire you.
There's a lot of other people to
hire.
Yeah.
Like there's just like a lot of different perspective that needs, and there's differing ideas and differing opinions and disagreements. And I think that's missing in marketing and B2B. Like I think that we tend to be like, oh, this person on Twitter said this, and I'm gonna agree. But it's like that doesn't do us any favors.
Boring.
It's like
but also like there's actually to what you're saying, like the importance of kind of like, so I was a person who was very quiet. I'm still relatively quiet compared to a lot of people on Twitter. Okay. But
I'm loud.
You are loud, but it's a good thing because giving like these platforms, like although I'm not a LinkedIn fan, like these platforms give you the opportunity to share your perspective.
Right.
And if you're competing in a very challenging niche, like anything, and if everything is challenging, everything is challenging these days. There's a lot of really good writers in every niche. You're competing against some of your best friends, you know? Yes. But what's the difference is your perspective.
Right. And I think in defense of this podcast host is, I think that's essentially what he was trying to say is like, what perspective do you bring that's different?
Yeah.
I don't think it came across as that way to me in the moment, but I think that's essentially what he was going for. So to give a little grace. But yes, there's a million freelance writing podcasts that you can subscribe to, and you should.
Yeah.
And you should listen to all of them because they're all going to give you a different perspective that is going to help your career grow and is going to help you bring more value to your clients.
Yeah, and actually, I read a statistic once. I'd have to look it up, but I think it was something like there's an estimated like 200 million freelance writers around the world, which makes sense because there's like 7 billion people. So something like 200 million isn't even a lot.
Not that much.
Yeah. So there's a shit ton of fucking freelance writers. Like, and it doesn't matter what niche you're in. So again, like the point I guess like that we're kind of getting around to is like you have to okay. I feel like you have to share your perspectives on things, and it doesn't always have to be public, because I'll give you the example is myself, because I don't share everything publicly, but what I do share is my perspectives with my clients.
Okay.
So quietly. So I don't share it like maybe some writers or like marketers that like I interact with on Twitter. They may never see my thoughts, but I'm sharing my thoughts in Slack. I'm always in Slack with my clients. That's also another thing that I do. I always get in Slack with my clients when they're open to it.
Okay.
But like, for example, like if I get a brief from their SEO agency and it sucks, I'm going back to them right away and I'm like, this brief is ridiculous. Like it doesn't make sense. It's plagiarized shit. Like this is the way a brief should be. If I see a keyword that's available for the client, I jump into Slack and I message my contact. I'm like, yo, this is a good keyword. Like we should go after this keyword. It would support this cluster. Like it would support this content that we're working on right now. Even if I see, like, I was talking to a friend the other day and he's a B2B like fractional VP. And I was like, dude, honestly, you have the best perspective on B2B marketing I've ever seen. You should start a podcast.
Right.
And he was like, dude, you're right. He was like, I really should. I was like, you need to like share that insight. Just like, I just speak my mind, but I do it in public, like in more private spaces than public. So it's not even like you need to be firing off thoughts on Twitter or LinkedIn every single day. It's just a matter of like getting your perspective out there and getting to the right people. Because for me also, it's like the best clients and the best, I don't even want to say like, it's not even about money. The best working relationships that I've had with people have been because I respect their perspectives and they respect my perspectives. And we bring our perspectives together to increase leads and traffic.
Okay, but I think this also applies to how you should be writing right now, right? Like I am where's my soapbox? But I'm like big into the whole like AI, no AI debate right now. And I feel like the way to really differentiate yourself, especially like between other writers and between AI to get Google to notice you and people to notice you or whatever, is to really bring that perspective.
Did you just say Google to notice you with the eyes crossed? Get Google to notice you.
I blame Zipline.
Blame the wine. I want some wine too.
But really, like, I think that like developing a voice and a perspective is super important. And I think maybe we should do another one about this, but I think that like creativity
will kill the AI.
Yeah, like I just think that like developing a really strong voice as a freelance writer and incorporating that into a brand, however they decide to go, if they're edgy, if they're professional, if they're like whatever it is that they're trying to be, like I think that if you as a freelance writer can capture that, like it's going to help you stand out as a freelance writer. It's going to help your content stand out against, AI for sure, and maybe against other freelancers, or just like helping brands really develop their voice. Stand out against me.
Stand out against you.
I should give you some of my brain.
Let's do a brain share quick. No, wait, we have to.
How does that work?
Brain share. Okay.
Wow,
all of a sudden I got more creative.
Hey, there was actually an Invisibilia podcast about this.
Ian, accept my pitch. Right?
He will accept your pitch because you're a genius.
I've never pitched.
And you like to change your pitch. I think this is gonna get cut, maybe, but like there's an Invisibility podcast. I think it's in like season 1 or 2 of Invisibility, and it talks about how like as you like walk by people, like there's something like electric that happens that like transfers your ish to their I don't know, like you. Okay. So maybe that's real. Maybe we just got some of each other's.
Well, no, I mean this is why I carry this around.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I carry this octagon around. Oh wait, where's the camera? There it is. Yes. So I carry this octagon around. I got it from Jose's mom for Christmas. Jose's my partner, my life partner. And so when it's facing outward from your body, it protects you from other people's energy. And when you put it onto your body, it gives you like energy. Right. So I use it. So for example, if I'm running in the morning, if I need like the motivation and inspiration and like kind of like focus for my, I also use Brain FM to focus. But I put this like on my skin or in my shorts that I'm wearing like here. And then if I go out in public, that's how my shorts go. I put it in a bucket I put,
Okay.
these are not shorts. This is a shirt. But
Okay, go on.
anywho, okay, Miss Pedantic.
We're like particular about where
So
shorts go.
pedantic. Okay. You know what? These are my shorts. I'll put them in my fucking shorts again, right?
You should-
Octagon is gone because Ashley's pedantic. So anyway, so when I face it towards me, and I guess
Cheers.
there is something to that because that's like the idea behind this octagon.
Right. This took a weird turn. I hope you enjoyed it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed Anthony's, Ashley's pedantics, and we'll see you on the next episode.
The point is, your voice matters. You can stand out as a B2B writer. There's not only 5 B2B writers, there's tons, and you're all needed. Yay, bye!
Bye.